Okay, hello. You have just watched 3 videos that have taught you all about what an engineer is and the engineer design process. Now you are going to get to do your own project where you'll work through the steps of the engineer design process. You're going to have a problem. We're going to pretend that I am an apple farmer. And this year, my apple trees have grown so many apples that I've decided to sell them. In years past, there were only enough apples that my family could use them. But this year, we have so many apples that I need an apple stand built to hold all of my apples. So you are going to be the engineers that design and plan out and build a prototype for my apple stand. Now, usually you would ask a lot of questions and things like that, but because we're working in stations, just know that the problem that you're going to be solved is how will I build the apple stand. Now, I only have a certain amount of money as an apple farmer to buy supplies for my apple stand. So the supplies that you will be able to use to hold the apples are these 2 tubes, and then you will get 5 big sticks and 5 narrow sticks. Those are the only supplies that you are able to use to build your stand. Another requirement that I have is that, and I should show you the apples first. Here are your apples that will fit on the stand. I do not want my apples to be in a big mound like that, because when apples are on top of each other like that, they tend to get moldy and mushy and aren't very good. So when you create the apple stand, I want you to make sure that the apples are flat and don't have them on top of each other. Another thing I want you to be mindful of is I don't want any apples on the ground. So I want all the apples up off the ground, because on the apple stand, it's going to be out on the road, and if there are apples down on the ground, then cars might drive on them or they might roll away. So make sure that all the apples are up off of the ground. Now, the first thing you will have to do, as it is in the engineer design process, is design a plan. So either using the drawing tool in Seesaw or a piece of paper and a pencil, you are going to draw out what your design is going to look like using the 2 tubes, the 5 wide sticks, and the 5 skinny sticks. Now, you do not have to use all of these if you don't want. That's up to you. You don't even have to use all the tubes if you don't want. But you first must draw a design out. And then if you do it on paper and pencil, you need to take a photograph of it to put it into your Seesaw. Once your design is drawn out, then you are going to go ahead and build whatever your apple stand might look like. After you've built the stand, I want you to take a photograph of it without any apples on the stand. And you can take the picture using a couple of different angles. You can take a picture from the top view, from the side view. So in Seesaw, I can really see what your apple stand looks like without any apples on it. After you've taken a picture without any apples on it, you're going to start small. This will be the testing part of the engineer design process. And the reason why you're going to start small is if you put 100 apples all on the apple stand at the same time and the apple stand broke, you wouldn't have any idea of why it broke. But by starting small and then adding more and more apples to it, you'll be able to know what works and what doesn't work. So the first time you add apples, you're going to add 5 apples on top of your stand. So 5 of them. Once you've placed those 5 apples on your stand, you're going to take a picture of that apple stand with 5 apples on it. You will add a label to your picture showing me that there are 5 apples. If 5 apples can successfully be put onto your apple stand, Then you will add 5 more apples. Again, taking a photograph, labeling it, letting me know how many apples fit on the apple stand, and then going from there. You will continue to add 5 apples on your stand until your stand cannot hold any more apples. And again, remember, they can't be on top of each other. I don't want a big mound. I want them flat on the apple stand so they don't get rotten and moldy and all sorts of yucky. Okay? After you've found out the amount that your apple stand can hold, then if there's time and if you still have days in the station, you can go ahead and improve your plan. You can look at what worked, what didn't work. You can draw up a new plan and try building again. And then again, starting from photographs with no apples on it to adding just 5 apples at a time. I hope you have a lot of fun with this project. I can't wait to see the designs that you come up with for your apple stand, and I hope that you learn what it's like to be an engineer. Please let me know if you have any questions, and then good luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you put into Seesaw.